Greetings. My name is Dutch Stowe. I'm here to talk to you about being blind. I haven't always been blind. I started out about 4 years ago with macular degeneration, and it just got worse and worse and worse. So eventually, I couldn't drive, I couldn't see, and I lived in fear of going outside because I kept falling. I lived in a small house. I mean, the house was big, but I lived in just a living room. So, anyway, I was trying to find people that could help me get trained and find out what to do. The best I could do was I could stick my finger in a coffee cup and tell when it got hot so I know it was full. That didn't seem to work for other things. So I just kept looking. Finally, I ran into uh, the uh, Braille Institute in Los Angeles, and they helped me a little bit. They sent me a card reader, and I could get books, and I get 15 books at a time, and that was really good entertainment. So then I wanted to get a blind stick. At the time, I didn't know that you needed to be trained to use one of those things, and I didn't know how to use one of them. I just thought you just stuck it out in front of you and waved it back and forth, and people got out of the way. Well, it's not true. But anyway, so I called up the Braille Institute, and they had them, and I asked if they could get one, and they said, "Yeah, you can buy them, and we recommend that you get two, and they're $50 a piece." And I thought, "Wow, that's pretty steep." But I was thinking about buying them, so I told the guys, "I'll call you back, and I got to check my finances." So as it turns out, he called me and asked me if I wasn't a vet. And I said, "Yeah, I'm a Vietnam vet." And he said, "Well, why are you asking me for these sticks? You can get them from the Veterans Administration." And I said, "I didn't know that." So he gave me some numbers of some people to contact. And I did. And I found out that they had a program called the BRC in Long Beach. And that, if I was qualified, I could go there and get trained. Well, what qualified meant was that I had to be legally blind, which I had already been um, certified as being legally blind, so that wasn't a problem for me. So anyway, this was in December, and in around December, the day Christmas Eve, actually, they called me up and asked me if I could be in Long Beach in January, and I said, "Yeah, I can be right there tomorrow." But they didn't want me there tomorrow; they wanted me there in January. So I took care of that. And then they called me again the day after Christmas, and we confirmed up when I would be there. So January the 5th was when I got there. So I went there and I got myself trained. I was there for 8 weeks, and they trained me on how to cross the street, how to use the cane, how to use the blind stick, how to cook for myself, how to read things, and they gave me some cool stuff that would read um, articles for me, and so there was a lot of things that went on. I don't want to go into details right now. I can do that in later episodes, but suffice to say that they gave me plenty of tools to work with. So I was there for 8 weeks and came out much better feeling, self-sufficient, independent. I could take care of myself. I didn't have to have somebody around all the time. And not that I didn't like somebody around, but my wife had died during that process. So I was alone. And then, so I graduated from the BRC in January, February, March. And I can tell you that I've never been quite so proud of anything than that, because I went from being confined to a single room and being afraid to go outside to, oh, let's go shopping, let's go go to the movie, let's go fishing, let's go to little uh, bonsai trees and stuff like that. And all of those we would go to. And I loved it. I was out and among people again and talking to people. So anyway, that's the short end of the story. And this is Dutch Stowe signing off for the Blind Stick. Hoping. Oh, I wanted to ask for two favors. You know, it's a simple one. If you would tell two people, just two people, uh, about this podcast and the BRC, and ask them to tell two people, we can get the word out, and pretty soon people will be knowing where to go and what to do and can be helped that way. So this is Dutch Stowe signing off for the Blind Stick. Thank you very much for listening, and we look forward to hearing from you again.